So what can you expect from the Align to Receive workshop? Um, I want to really dig into the importance of alignment as such a foundational thing, as such a foundational part of manifesting what we desire. All right. So tonight we are going to go over how to achieve clarity and focus. And that we were going to be doing by understanding the importance of alignment. So by the end of tonight, I really think you'll be able to like, oh, I know what alignment is, right? Because sometimes to me it's vague, right? So when I study this and understand it, then I try to relay that to the people that I work with. So you'll really understand what alignment is and why it is the foundation of manifesting. Then tomorrow night we'll go over um, what are blocks that keep us from reaching our full potential or our desires. What are some of the things that get in the way? Because we all have them. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow night. And then in our third session, we're going to look at the challenges that life will always, always, always throw our way, right? Alignment's not one and done. We need to know how to get into a routine of continuous realignment. So the third session is about that. It's the key to maintaining the momentum and staying on our path to reach our goals and our desires. And then finally, we're going to integrate everything that we learned in these 4 sessions and create a personal alignment plan. So by the end of Saturday, you will have a plan that works for you, not a plan that I say, oh, here, do this. We're going to go over the who's, the whys, blah, 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 and some lots of suggestions. But then in the end, you're going to say, this is what works for me. This is how I'm going to do it, which I think is the magic. And that's really what coaching is all about. It's not me telling you, do A, B, C. I teach you something or I explain something. I let you know what some options are, and then you figure it out for yourself. Like, you know what? This is what works for me. So that's my goal for you at the end. So that's what we're going to be covering in this workshop. Now, as you can see, the first on the list is achieve clarity and focus by understanding the importance of alignment. So the truth is, we are always aligned with something. We are always aligned with something. We're either aligned to our desires or we're aligned to what we don't want. So we want to make sure that we wind up, obviously, getting into alignment, knowing what it is, how we do it, how to recognize, not to beat ourselves up. So alignment is when our thoughts, emotions, and actions are in sync. That's when we are aligned to get what it is that we want, when our thoughts, emotions, and actions are in sync. Now, unfortunately, as human beings, we're kind of hardwired to be negative or to see the wrong side of something. And I'm not going to get into the science and all that behind the scenes. I actually can't speak to it off the top of my head. However, it's more natural, unfortunately, for us to be like out of sync than it is to be in sync. So then we repeatedly get what we do not want, what we do not want. Now, we can pay attention to doing things that will line us up with the things that we want and desire, and then that becomes our normal. That becomes what's normal for us. So that's the goal with this class. Now, here I have a visual to go along with little Native American folklore. And I would imagine that some of you might have heard this before, but I will go through it in condensed detail. And this is attributed to a Cherokee Indian tribe. So, an old Cherokee chief was teaching his grandson about life. So the chief says, a terrible fight is going on inside between him and 2 wolves. Inside him between 2 wolves. One wolf is evil. He is angry, envious. He has sorrow, regret. He's greedy, arrogant. He's got self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority. He lies. He's got false pride. He feels superior, and he's got a strong ego. So that's one wolf. The other wolf is good. He has joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. So the chief says to his grandson, the same fight is between these two wolves, the good and the evil one, is going on inside of you. And it's also inside of every other person, inside of all people. So the grandson thinks about it and then he says, well, which one will win? Which wolf will win? And the grandfather says, the one you feed. So I know if you never heard that one before, it's pretty cool, right? It never gets old for me, like the one you feed, right? So what does this have to do with alignment and manifesting, right? Well, when we have a habit of fear, anxiety, doubt, and worry, right? We're out of alignment with our desires and we're creating what we do not want. So we're listening to the evil wolf, right? So that's out of alignment. And then when we feel freedom, peace, joy, abundance, that's when we are listening to the good wolf. Wolf. For the first time, it just sounded to me like the good witch and the bad witch from Wizard of Oz. That's when we're more aligned with the good wolf, and then we are in alignment with what it is that we want. So does that make sense? If it does, drop a Y in the text chat. And if you have questions while I'm teaching, please write them down. And then at the end of class, I'll make sure that we go over them. Okay. Now we had a little bit of American folklore, and now I want to bring some science into this. Because manifesting our desires, or manifesting, is not just a spiritual principle. There's actually science behind it. There's a lot of different science behind it, but for tonight, I'm just going to give one example. And this is from Dr. Joe Dispenza. He explains that being in alignment creates coherence between our heart and our brain. So that means that our heart and brain are on like the same frequency or they're in the same rhythm. Okay, our heart and brain are in the same rhythm or frequency. So what happens is then puts our brain into what's called an alpha state. That's as fancy as the vocabulary is going to get, don't worry. And when we're in an alpha state, we are more creative and more clear-minded, which is essential. We need to have that for visualizing and planning our desires. So it puts our brain in the right frequency to be able to be creative. Having a coherent brain also leads to emotional balance. It reduces stress and anxiety. It reduces stress and anxiety. So again, when we're in emotional balance, we're not so easily triggered, we're not as stressed out, then working towards our goals becomes easier. And in line, then that's where we take inspired action. So when our brain is not stressed out, like so when we're coherent with our heart and our brain, that's when we start to get thoughts thoughts of actions to take that will bring us closer to what it is that we want. They're called inspired actions, right? So we'll get an idea for things instead of worrying about something like what I can't do. When your heart and brain are synced up, that's when you're like, oh, you know what? I'll try this, or I'll try that. But you cannot think those things when you're all worried and stressed out, okay? So being in alignment ensures that our thoughts, emotions, and actions directed towards our desires, making it easier to attract and manifest. So again, Dr. Joe Dispenza's research, Dr. Joe Dispenza's research shows that alignment isn't a feel-good concept. It's scientifically backed. By achieving coherence between your heart and brain, you enhance creativity, emotional balance, and your ability to manifest your desires. So there's science. All right, so now I want to give a lot of examples on alignment. Like I said, my goal for the end of this class today, my goal for the end of class tonight is that you're really, really, really going to have a solid sense of what alignment is. Because to me, sometimes when I think alignment, I'm in sync with my thoughts, emotions, and my actions. Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Right. So let's go over a lot of concrete examples. Now, what you're seeing here is a nursery, right? So what happens when a couple or someone finds out that they're going to be having a baby, right? What are the thoughts, feelings, and actions for people in this position? Well, the thoughts are, I need to learn about childbirth. I need to learn about parenting. I need to learn about safety. So there's some research, right? What are the emotions? Oh my God. Anticipation, excitement, right? Protective instincts. Those are all the different emotions. I'm sure there's lots and lots and lots more. So what are the actions? Set up a nursery. Make sure you have the necessary things, the crib, the changing table, the car seat, the stroller, and whatever other supplies you need. So like diapers and wipes and baby clothes, all right? And then obviously a safe environment. So the thoughts are, oh, I got to figure out what I need to do. The emotions are, right? And then the actions are set up the nursery. Okay, that's alignment. That's being in alignment with what the parents desire. So now I want to take a look at what this is in nature. So you have to bear with me here because we can't say for sure what birds or bears think. I have a couple of examples coming up, but let's just assume and go with it, okay? So a bird, what are the thoughts, feelings, and actions for birds that know they're going to be laying eggs? All right. Birds instinctually understand they need to have a safe place to lay their eggs, right? So they find a location. So that's the thought. I have to find a safe place, right? Their feelings, a bird's feelings would be a sense of being like urgency or timeliness of when this needs to happen. And then they're also driven by like a protective instinct, right? So those would be the feelings of a bird. And what are the actions? The bird gathers twigs, leaves, and other material to construct their nests. So that's the thoughts, feelings, and actions that wind up having a nest and where eggs can be born. I mean, where eggs can be laid. Let's do the same thing with a bear. Bears have to hibernate for the winter. So what are the thoughts? I don't know what a bear thinks, but it will be something along the lines of, I need to eat lots of food because I gotta get real fat. So it's gonna be, where am I gonna go? I think they probably even know the time of year to go, when to go for an animal, when to go for berries. I really don't know, right? So they're planning. They have to think ahead and plan when they're gonna eat where. What are they feeling, right? So they feel a drive that they need to eat and gain weight. It's instinctual, but they do have this emotional energy that. I mean, certainly we know bears can get angry. There's no doubt there, right? Bears can be angry. So they can also have a feeling of what's important to take care of themselves. So what are the actions that a bear takes? Well, they go looking for food. They focus on the types of food that they need, making sure that they really build up their fat. So they look for food and they eat it and they wind up, gaining weight. And then they also seek out the correct, like a good place for them to be where they can sleep for all the months that they need to. So that's how a bear aligns with going into hibernation for the winter. Now let's do humans. So we did animal, nature. But now we're going to do humans, and I want it to be, these are going to be tangible, right? So someone training for a marathon, right? First, the thought. What's the thought when you're going to train for a marathon? Make the decision that you're going to do it. Research, if you need to, what a training plan is, set the goal, create a schedule. So those are the thoughts. What are the feelings? Motivated, excited, committed. They think about what it's going to be like to cross the finish line and how exciting that's going to be. So this is the thoughts, the emotions, and then what are the actions? They practice on a regular basis. They probably get the right clothes that they need. They make sure they have the right food or whatever it is on the day of the marathon. And obviously, then they run the marathon. So, again, this is how a person trains for a marathon in alignment. Their thoughts, feelings, and actions are in alignment. Let me do another one now. Building a healthy lifestyle. What is required in building a healthy lifestyle? So, what would some of the thoughts be? I need to get to a healthy weight and exercise, right? I need to research the nutrition. I need to research a food plan and an exercise plan and set goals. So that would be a healthy lifestyle plan. In there could also be, work-life balance and things like that. But that's the basic goal there. What are the feelings when you're going to create a healthy lifestyle plan? Enthusiastic, motivated, achievable, committed, looking forward to a positive change. So then you feel energized. Okay. What are the actions that you take? You eat in a healthy way. You exercise like you said you were going to. You keep track of your progress. And then you do things also like make sure you're getting enough sleep and things like that. So that's healthy lifestyle. There we go. Now, that was also tangible. Now, what I want to do is things that are not tangible. It's one thing to talk about, nursery, animals, and things that we can do that building a healthy lifestyle, we can measure the progress. Training for a marathon, we can measure the progress. So, what about building confidence? What does it mean to get yourself in alignment to build confidence? So, what are the thoughts? You need to believe that you have potential and are capable of succeeding. Right? You have to believe I'm capable of succeeding. I've succeeded in the past. I am capable of succeeding. I can do this. I know I can. I know I have success in me. Those are the thoughts. What are the emotions? Someone who feels confident, like empowered, optimistic, the girl in the picture here. They feel motivated. They will think about their strengths and capabilities and feel happy, right? What are their actions? So, what are the actions? Well, self-affirmation practices, positive affirmations, um, setting up small goals that you're going to achieve, setting up goals with small steps to achieve, seeking things that are going to have you step out of your comfort zone so that when you achieve them, you're going to feel good about yourself. And then just continuously, so all of these things continuously reinforce believing in themselves. So the building confidence, you're in alignment with your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. So if this is making sense to you, please put a Y into the text chat. If what I'm saying here is kind of blending, that you're seeing the alignment in all these different in all these different areas. Thank you. All right. Next. Now we're going to, building confidence was fun. Now we're going to look at alignment, how we're going to manifest overcoming anxiety. So a person becomes aware that they have a problem with anxiety, right? And they know that they have fear, so they're not quite in sync with reality. Like they have fear of things that aren't real. And I don't mean like fanny, whatever. You know what I mean. So what are they thinking about? They thinking, I need to have strategies so I can be able to like calm myself down and not be so anxious. So I need strategies for that. So what are the feelings when they're able to do these things? What are they then feeling? A sense of calm. They feel relief. They feel like they have some sense of control when they practice these strategies. So their thoughts and their emotions. And then their actions, so engage in positive calming practices such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, and journaling about their thoughts, right? They also look to supportive friends and to help them kind of like put their thoughts and emotions in perspective to reduce anxiety. So those are things to overcome anxiety. You realize, oops, this is a problem. I got to do something about this. The feelings, oh, I'm gonna take care of this anxiety. I feel good about myself. I feel calm. And what are the actions that they took? Deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, hanging out with supportive people. Those are the things that would align a person to overcome anxiety. Again, that's tangible. Intangible. So we did nature, humans, that you can see, feel, taste, humans that you are a tangible example, and then these are intangible examples. Now I want to do one. Now we're going to do one together. So if you were going to manifest financial abundance, all right, to manifest financial abundance, we need to find harmony or get in sync our our thoughts, feelings, and actions to feel in harmony, to align, to manifest financial abundance. All right. So what are your thoughts? If you're thinking about getting in financial harmony. Oh, good grief. If you if you want to manifest financial abundance, there we go. If you want to manifest financial abundance, what are some of the things that you think? Right. So I'm going to say, think about financial freedom. Okay. The security. Okay. Anyone else? What are some of the things that you think? So if all of a sudden you had financial abundance, what would you think? What I can do with the money. Excellent. Joy of sharing it. I love that. The ease. Excellent. Yeah, that we're going to have all this ease and freedom. So those are the thoughts, right? Now, what are your feelings? How do you feel when you're financially abundant? How do you feel? This is such a common word. Freedom, relaxed, ease, right? Someone said ease, secure. Yes. What are some of the things you feel when you have financial abundance? Okay. Hopeful, excited, grateful. Oh, I have those on here too. Hopeful, excited, and grateful. Now, the third one, the next step is actions. What actions do you take to be in alignment with your thoughts, emotions, and now actions? What are some of the things that you do to be in alignment with manifesting abundance? What's some of the things you do? I'm going to say practice gratitude. Okay. Practice gratitude. What else are some of the things? Set realistic goals. So what are some of the other actions you can take? Hello, welcome to class. I'm just finishing up a guided activity here, and then we'll get back into over the lesson again. So again, your thoughts, but when you want financial abundance, right? It's going to bring me security. It's going to open up all different possibilities for me. It's going to have a positive impact on my life. So those are the thoughts. What are the feelings? Oh, freedom, ease. What are the other words? You all had some great words here. Freedom, security, ease. Yes. What are some other words? Relaxed. So what are actions? What are actions you take to be in financial abundance? Well, I would say, having small goals. Relief, there you go. Relief is a good one. Be motivated. Yeah, actions, you're going to be motivated to make a change. You feel relief. So I wrote practice gratitude. That's definitely a big one when it comes to manifesting. Set specific financial goals. That could be, whether increase your income, decrease your spending, however it's going to be. And then small actionable plans. So that's an alignment for financial abundance. Now what I want to do is give you an activity that we'll do this together, but I want you to have something that you can do after class tonight to bring yourself into alignment, right? Because we went all over what is alignment, the science behind it, alignment in nature and humans and tangible, right? So now we're going to talk about something called visualization. Now, visualization is a really, really, really powerful tool. It ties together our thoughts, feelings, and actions. When I take you through this, if you're not aware of this before, you'll see it at the end. Like, visualization is so, so, so powerful. I do this every morning for 3 or 4 minutes. I set a timer and I go through this routine. I'm telling you, my life has changed. It absolutely has changed my life. I am sure of it, sure of it, sure of it. So that's what visualization is. Now, it's not just daydreaming. What we're going to do is create like a mental image, a mental movie of what it is that we want. And we're going to feel the emotions along with it. Okay. So by doing this, again, I know I keep repeating it over and over and over again, but I really wanted to sink in, right? By doing this, we're going to align our thoughts, the image of what it is that we want, right, with our emotions. And the scene is going to be the outcome of what it is. Now, think of it like a GPS for your mind and your emotions. So what happens when you put something in GPS, right? I'm here, this is my GPS. I'm going to put an address. And what happens then is when the GPS is there, off we go on our adventure. And if I make a wrong turn, the GPS rerouting, right? It gets you back on track. And you keep going for a while. And if you make a wrong turn, again, it has you reroute. If there's construction, right? One way or another, that GPS gets us from our first place to the end goal, to our end result, to what it is that we desire. The GPS will always get us there. There are some things that can interrupt it, as I mentioned, could be construction or traffic, or you break down your car. None of that matters. Once you get back in the car again, you just pick up where you are and you keep going. The GPS never says we'll go back to the beginning and start over again. Wherever you are, life happens, things come at us, we make mistakes, other people make mistakes. But once something is in your GPS, it's a lot. Think about however that works. Like, I don't know who does a GPS, but somehow or another it's aligned, right? The end goal is there. So that's what we can do. Now, that's what I want to do for ourselves now, is to visualize clearly and vividly what it is that we want as the end result. Think about our destination with our thoughts and feelings will follow. All right. And this will help you stay motivated, especially when challenges arise, because they really, really will. Right. I find myself when I'm doing my visualization, sometimes I get out of the habit. And then when I get out of the habit and I notice the difference, I'm like, when I get back in the habit, I'm telling you, man, when I'm manifesting, just comes like so much faster. And I'm telling you, this works. This works. Here we go. So let me go over what the steps to visualizing are. I first need to give a shout out to Mike Dooley. I don't know if you've ever heard of Mike Dooley. Let me put his name here. Oops. Mike Dooley. He wrote a book called Infinite Possibilities and a lot of other. You can find him probably Facebook and Instagram and all those things, as well as on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Now, years ago, I took Mike Dooley's training course. So I'm a certified Infinite Possibilities trainer, which then gave me access to his entire curriculum to be able to teach it if I want to. Now, this is related to, I need to give a shout out because this is close to what Mike teaches. I put my own little spin on it a little bit. Okay. Now, first thing is once a day. Visualize once a day. I do mine in the morning and keep it very short. I generally set my timer for 3 minutes. Mike says 4 minutes at most, right? So I'm just in the habit of doing it for 3 minutes. So 3 or 4 minutes, you set the timer, and then you're going to focus. The reason why it's such a short amount of time, because I don't know about any of the rest of you, right? Our mind can so easily wander, right? Or we start to think about an obstacle or something. But for this short amount of time, you're able to do this and not get distracted, then not feel demotivated or, it prevents daydreaming, and you'll be able to be focused, right? Then you imagine every detail. I'm going to use an example. So if I want to manifest my dream vacation, I'm going to say beach because that's what a lot of people's dream vacation is. My dream vacation would probably be like traveling around Europe and seeing all the different castles and history and stuff. So you know what? Let me do mine then. All right. So here I am in Scotland at Edinburgh Castle. That's one of my bucket lists, right? So I'm in Scotland. I'm at Edinburgh Castle. So now I need to imagine every detail. What do the stones look like? What does the path look like? What does the nature look like, right? What does the opening door look like? I need to picture every detail. And I'm just not looking at it as like a postcard. I am in it. So I'm the person there. Maybe I'm taking the picture. Maybe I'm walking up. Maybe I'm paying for an admission ticket. I'm reading a map. I am in the image. Lots and lots and lots of details, as many as I can think of. I can imagine Edinburgh Castle, even though I've never been there before, can I? Right? So just hint, hint for any of us manifesting. And then we include all of our five senses and strong emotions. So my my five senses. What do I see? What am I seeing there? Right? I'm seeing the castle. What are the sounds that I hear? Probably other tourists around, maybe someone shouting, get your tickets here. I don't know. What are the colors? Well, obviously it's Scotland, right? The green grass. I'm assuming the castle is gray and the bricks have, uh, dents and stuff in them. The texture. So I would imagine myself feeling the map or the brochure, right? So that's got a kind of like a smooth finish. And then when I'm walking through the castle, maybe I put my hand on the wall. So I imagine what that would feel like. And any smell. So those are my five senses. So see, hear, wait a minute. Sight, sounds, colors, textures, aromas. So wait, so see, hear. Oh, we don't have taste in here, right? So you have to do something you can taste as well. So what does it feel like? That's texture. The aromas, what's anything that you can smell? The green grass. Maybe it's musty inside the castle. And then something I can taste. So what is something I can taste? Well, I just took a sip of water. So taste it's refreshing to taste the water. And then also maybe I have some type of picture myself having something to eat at the cafe. Okay. Use five senses and strong emotions. I am so incredibly excited and happy to be here. When I go through a place like this, I read every single little card. Like everyone, I go everywhere. I follow the map. I make sure I get to as many things as I can. If I need to go 2 days, I will. Like that's how much I love this stuff. Okay, so I am like in my glow, like oh man. Then you have to add. Now this is the key. All right. This is really, really, really important. You have to add something weird, something that doesn't belong there, something novel, because that what makes our brain go, huh? What's going on here? And that's where we kind of hijack the same old, right? So it could be the man that I learned this from, and I forget his name. He had said, picture a clown on a bicycle riding through. You're like, huh? What? Like you have to picture something that doesn't belong there. So it could be picture a red ball bouncing through, picture a great big oversized yellow bird coming and landing on the lawn, something that One of these things just doesn't belong here, right? Because you got to hijack your brain. So that's the fun twist. Oops, fun twist. And then finally, you want this to be from the end result. So what is it going to be like? I need to be at Edinburgh Castle. I'm there. I'm about to go through the entrance. So I have my map. I have this. I'm going through. I'm reading the little cards. I'm feeling the emotions. All my five senses. It's in the moment. It's happening right now. That's my visualization. 3 minutes a day. Keep it short. Maybe take a screenshot here, or I'm going to make myself a note. I have to put this in there. I'll remember to put this in the email reminder. I'll put it in the summary and then also like in the YouTube version of this so that if anyone needs these, we'll be there. Now what I will do is go through one of these, go through a visualization for what we were just saying about visualizing manifesting abundance. Okay. Now, again, that's a little bit like not clear. So I'm going to say, all right, so imagine myself. So I would like all of you to do this along with me. And what I want you to do is get a sense of what I'm doing, right? For then you to be able to do this on your own. Okay. So I'm going to, when I have the financial abundance that I want, I'm going to um, be, I'm going to be at a park sitting on a bench, right? And I don't have any financial worries or concerns. My bills are paid. I know the income I have coming in, my expense, my income exceeds my expenses, all that, right? So I am sitting on a park bench, um, and I am recognizing how the sun is hitting me and feels all warm and cozy. There's a very gentle breeze. The grass is really green. And I'm thinking about just how good it feels to have all my bills paid, to be able to donate to things that I care about, to be able to help out friends that are in need. And I know that, a little bit of extra money would be helpful to them and just donate it to them, like with no strings attached, like just give them something. Um, how I have enough money to take care of all my needs that if I feel like I want to change jobs or try something new, I don't have to, I'm not stopping myself. Like I know I don't have anything to worry about one way or another. I have everything I need, and I will always have everything I need. I don't have to worry about money. So as I'm sitting on this bench and the breeze is there, a woman's coming by with a baby in a stroller, and she's walking by and she's smiling and happy, and we not look at each other and nod. And I just think like, how lucky am I to be out here on my lunch break from work, enjoying this beautiful nature, with a job that I love and it pays me well. I feel good about myself. I'm making a contribution at work with my career, and I'm out here enjoying all this beauty from my lunchtime, right? So I keep imagining more and more details. Now, my five senses. So I take out I take out my wallet from my bag and I look at the cash that I have in my wallet. And I also take a look at my debit card. And I just really appreciate, I have like 420s and $100 bill and a bunch of singles because I don't really need too much cash. So I have, enough cash to get by. And I just appreciate. I pick up the money and I feel it like, there have been times in my life when I didn't have this money. Like I really, really, really appreciate this money. And then I smell it. Money has like the coolest smell. So I'm seeing the big green. I see this dollar. I'm crinkling it so that I hear it. I'm not going to taste it. I'm going to take a sip of my water. I hear, the birds. I hear kids playing in the park. So these are all the things I see, feel, taste, touch, smell, the beautiful spring air. And now all of a sudden, I see a man driving backwards on a bicycle, and he is juggling. So he's driving backwards on a bicycle and juggling. It's like, what is that? And he's in this crazy, crazy outfit. But I'm there and I'm still picturing and imagining how awesome and wonderful it feels to just not be worrying about money. I have freedom, I have ease, I feel secure, I feel safe, and it's just absolutely, absolutely wonderful. So that would be an example of visualizing. Again, I set a timer, and I tend to do the same visualization quite a bit. Like I'll do the same one for an extended period of time based on what it is that I have in my mind. So, for example, one of the things I did was my Abraham Hicks YouTube channel. I first was visualizing that for a while when I first started, and I was like just dancing around my idea. Oh, that's when you feel the emotion, like actually even move. Like I'll dance, dance, and I have to tell you something crazy. I didn't know anything about having a YouTube channel. I knew very little about what the criteria was to be monetized. Within 1 month of starting my channel, it monetized, which means I had to have a certain number of hours of view time and 1,000 subscribers. It was like, now mind you, that's not my main focus. So I don't know how many, I have 12,000 or something now. I didn't stay like, oh, I have to keep going. Like, yes, I still use my YouTube channel, but that's not my primary focus. It's one of the things I do to connect with people, and I absolutely love it. I love, love, love having my Abraham Hicks channel. So anyway, so that's an example of visualization. Now, once I finish up with one last review, we'll then have you ask questions, and we can talk more about visualization if that's what you'd like. Now, what did we do tonight? We talked about achieving clarity and focus, and this was really, really digging into the importance of alignment. Alignment is in nature. We have alignment in the things that we do that are tangible. And then, so this is where it gets a little tricky, because we have to have alignment when we're going to build confidence, when we're going to get over stress, when we want to manifest money. But you can't touch something, right? You can't necessarily, well, I could touch the money, but it's not the same as, like, building a healthy lifestyle where you can weigh yourself. I guess that's not true. Let me not go off on too much of a tangent here. Anyway, so I meant to give examples of tangible and intangible, so that you could see how important alignment is. And then we talked about the science behind alignment, that it's not just it is a spiritual principle, but it's also backed by science. I went through quite a few different examples of alignment so that you could really, really get a sense of what it is. And then finally, I went over what the steps are for visualization and how you can use those to work towards manifesting your desires. So tonight was all about the importance of manifesting. Tomorrow we will be going over clearing up blocks, what it is that's blocking your alignment. And then finally, then Friday night, we will be going over things that you need to do, like really solid examples of what you do to continue to get yourself into alignment. So that is tonight's lesson. And I want to open it up now for questions and answers.